Alright guys, here's page 1 of our Chapter 6 review. Number 1 is we want to find the sum of the interior angles of a heptagon. So here our sum of interior angles is going to be the 180 parentheses n minus 2. A heptagon n is going to be 7. So we plug that in. We're going to get 180. We're going to get 7 minus the 2. So I like to do a little shortcut and say, okay, this is going to become 5. And then we do 180 times 5. We're going to get 900. So the total sum is 900 degrees. On number 2, we want the measure of each interior angle of a hexagon. So that's going to tell us that n is going to equal 6. So each interior angle is going to be the 180 parentheses n minus 2 over n. So we plug everything in. Here we get 6 minus 2 over 6. This right here becomes 4. And we do all this out, we're going to find out it's going to be 180 degrees. Here's a spot over here. On number 3, the measure of an interior angle is 16. How many sides does it have? So what we're doing is we're looking for n. Right? So we have to take this formula from up here on number 2 and we have to work backwards. So we're going to say that 180 n minus 2 over n will be equal to that 162. We learned that we're going to place this over 1 and cross multiply. When we cross multiply over here, we're going to get 180 n minus 2 equals, cross multiply this way, 162n. Here we have to distribute 180 n, and 180 times minus 2 is minus 360, all set equal to that 162n. I'm going to subtract the 180 n from both sides. So then I'm left with negative 360, so I'm running out of room, is equal to negative 18n. When I divide both sides by that negative 18, my negative is going to disappear and I'll get a positive. Negative 360 divided by negative 18 is going to give me 20. So we have 20 gone. For number 4 through 8, I'm going to be labeling and then erasing so that we can see everything properly. Here we're told that PS, the side right here, is going to be 5. We want to know this is a parallelogram. Okay, so we need to follow our parallelogram properties here. We want to know what QR is. Well, we know that our opposite sides are congruent. So that means this will equal 5 as well. Number 5, PR, so this entire diagonal here is going to be 20. We want to know what PX is. Well, our diagonals, property is going to be our diagonals are bisected. So that means we need half of that 20. So that will give us 10. Okay. Lots of erasing going on. It'll be a disaster when I'm done. The measure of angle QPS is 125. So we go from Q to P to S. This whole angle is 125. I know it doesn't look that way, but we're going to go with what we see. We want the measure of angle QRS. So Q to R to S, this angle. Well, we learned that our opposite angles are congruent. So that means it will be 125 degrees as well. Now we have the measurement of, I guess I could have kept that there. We still have this as 125. We want to know what PQR is. So we go from P to Q to R. So now we're looking at consecutive angles. And we've learned that in a parallelogram, consecutive angles are supplementary. So we need to take that 180 and subtract the 125, and we're going to wind up with 55. So this will be 55 degrees. Next, I'm not going to worry about erasing that. The measurement angle 1 is 27 degrees. The measurement of angle 2 is 30 degrees. We want to know the measurement of angle 3. Well, again, we've learned here that we have opposite sides are parallel. Therefore, we're given alternate, or we have alternate interior angles. So angle 3 and angle 2 will be congruent. So this will be 30 degrees. Box these in, make it a little bit easier to see them. All right, change up colors, get tired of pink. Number 9 through 11 are going to be parallelograms. So we're just following the same properties as our parallelograms. We want to solve for y right here. Well, there are a couple different ways we can do this. We can go find x, but we really don't even need to. All we need to remember is that our consecutive angles are supplementary. So what that means is y plus 112 is going to equal that 180. Subtract the 112 from both sides. We find out that y is going to come out to 68. Number 10 is a lot going on, but let's take a look. We want to find a and we want to find x. Focus on one thing at a time here, okay? First of all, we're going to find a. A is going to be this part of the diagonal. So for a, we know that diagonals are bisected. So that means these two will be congruent. So a is simply just going to be 10. To find x, again, we have our opposite sides parallel, giving us, sorry, it's supposed to be an arrow, alternate interior angles. And as we know, alternate interior angles are congruent, so that is just going to be 62 degrees.